Hey everyone, welcome back to Building in Public with Jason at Conversion Legal. Today is day 19, and the main topic of today's show is how I chose to do SEO for the law firm niche. And this ties into the broader business lesson that I want to share today, which is how to choose what service to provide and to whom you provide that service for. So, no SEO tips, no SEO tricks today. If you're not interested in the topic, you can just click away today. So, before we go to the main topic, we got to talk about what happened yesterday, what happened today, and then we'll talk about the main topic of the show and then answer some questions and comments on the YouTube channel. So, what happened yesterday? I didn't film the BIP video. I was just way too tired. My partner and I, we had our last day in Osaka yesterday, so we just hit up some of the spots that we wanted to go back one more time. We got some matching sneakers on Ituka Tiger, and yeah, that's about it. Didn't really do much work. This Today we arrived in Kyoto, so we're staying in Kyoto for 3 nights, and we went out, had a few drinks. It's actually like almost it's almost midnight now, but I wanted to get this video out before then. Again, didn't really do much work. Answered a few emails. One of my clients, their website went down because of some hosting issues. So we'll be migrating their website and domain and DNS records from the current hosting provider to our own hosting service. And that is about it. Let's talk about the main topic of the show: how to choose what service to provide and to whom. And I want to draw specifically from my own experience of choosing SEO for boutique law firms. So let's just change our screen to the show notes and then we'll continue. Notes, you can get access to the show notes in the link in the description. You sign up and you get one email from me, and that is simply to the link to the show notes, and it will include all the previous show notes as well as all the future show notes as well. I always try to put in some effort into the show notes to make it worth subscribing for you guys. So click down the link description if you want them. Okay, let's talk about the main topic. So, how to choose what to sell and to whom, and specifically drawing on my own experience choosing SEO for boutique law firms. I've boiled this down to two main factors. The first is who am I most confident in providing the best service for, and the second factor is who can pay me the most for the service that I'm confident in providing. So for the first factor, it's you have to choose a service that you don't necessarily have to be confident in providing at the moment. You don't need to have the skills at the moment to provide that service, but you need to be confident to be able to learn that skill quick enough to be able to provide that service. Enduring from my own experience, when I first started doing cold calls for to law firms, I was actually pitching Facebook ads because that was the advertising channel that I had the most experience in. I used Facebook ads quite a bit for one of my old businesses, selling DIY bubble tea kits, where we would literally ship out packets and containers of bubble tea ingredients so people can make bubble tea at home. This was during COVID, and I used Facebook ads quite a bit. And so that was probably what I was most confident in at that point in time when I was doing cold calls. So I was pitching that to law firms. How I landed on SEO was one of the first law firms that I cold called. He actually said, "Hey, I also need help writing articles for my law firm website because I need to increase my SEO performance and start ranking on Google." And so at that point in time, I was like, yes, okay, I can certainly write legal content for you. And that was when I realized that I actually felt more confident writing legal content for SEO than actually doing Facebook ads. I actually hated doing Facebook ads. It was not something that I enjoyed at all. I didn't like spending a lot of money so quickly with no guarantee of results. I much rather I felt more comfortable spending time and effort, which is what SEO content creation required more of. You don't just throw money at it, right? You actually got to learn the skills and actually put in time to write the content as opposed to just, I'll just create some Facebook media ads and Facebook media and just pump money in every single day. I didn't feel comfortable doing that with clients' money, but I did feel comfortable. I did feel comfortable using my own time to write legal content, and I felt confident in doing that. So, drawing on my background as a lawyer, as a practicing lawyer of 5 years, I knew what was involved, or I had a good level of confidence about what was involved to write good legal content for SEO. And so I was experienced in researching legal concepts, understanding legal concepts, complex legal concepts, reading judgments, reading legislation, and then distilling that into a format, into text that was easy to understand and relatable to a client, because that's exactly what I did when I was a lawyer. So I felt the most confident in providing SEO content creation services in the legal niche. So that goes to the first point about confident service capabilities for factor one. How confident are you that you are able to develop the skills and experience in a quick enough time to provide the service to the best of your ability for that particular client, right? The second consideration for the first factor about about who you are confident in providing the service for is how deeply how deep of an understanding do you have of that particular client type, of that particular niche. I was a lawyer for 5 years, and so I knew how lawyers spoke. I knew the type of matters that they had. I knew the struggles that they had when dealing with clients. I knew what was important to them. I knew the type of banter that I could have with them to build a relationship, right? All of that deeper understanding contributed to increasing my confidence that I will be able to provide the best service for this particular client type. So you need to think about, when you're thinking about what type of niche, it's better. I recommend you choosing a niche where you have an above average or above basic understanding of that particular niche, right? If you're a dad, or if you have a family member who's a mechanic and you hung around with them a lot, you would have a better understanding of how mechanics talk, how about the car scene, about perhaps how car detailers would work, would think about cars. So that's additional information for you to build rapport, right? To build a relationship, to understand what type of SEO content you can create, or what type of Facebook strategy you can have, or what type of Google keywords you should be targeting, because you have a more than basic understanding of that particular niche, right? If your mum was a hairdresser, or if your mum worked as a nurse in a in a dental clinic, then you might want to think about targeting a niche in the beauty area, or in the dental area, because you have a more than basic understanding of how those type of clients actually think, what's important to them, how they banter, so you can build that relationship and the rapport with them, all of which will increase your confidence that you'll be able to provide that service for them, at a higher level than you would otherwise, and also gives you that edge above another cookie cutter agency who just randomly chose whichever type of niche that they want because of some YouTube video saying these are the top 10 niches you should target. We have all seen those videos, right? So that's the first factor, is which type of client you can confidently provide the best service for, or you feel confident enough to learn the skills quick enough to provide that service for. And that was, for me, that was SEO content creation. The second factor is who can pay you the most for the service that you'll be providing. And this was a direct lesson that I got from Alex Samosi, who said, solve rich people problems, they pay better, right? So this, for me, it was really important, because I wanted to get the most bang for buck for per unit of time and effort that I had put in when I'm working. And I want to raise two examples. The first example is I could have chosen to provide the service of reviewing and writing resumes for law school students, right? I was confident, and I'm confident that I could provide that service for law school students because I went through the experience myself of writing resumes, of submitting resumes, of understanding how to twist words in my experience in a way that would make me look more desirable as an employee for a law firm, right? I also knew how to build rapport. I understand the experience of a law school student because I was a law school student myself, and so I felt confident that I'll be able to provide this service for this particular client. But law school students are broke. They don't have much money to spend on this type of service. And so it was probably it would probably have been a bad use of my time. The ROI would have been a lot lower if I was to spend every hour of my day, providing the service for this particular client type. And so that's a good example of of a client type I should be not pursuing, because with my skill set, with the services that I can provide or the skills that I can build to provide a service, I knew I could get more money for that service I'll be providing. Um, Another example would be I could have chosen to do B2B sales outreach and lead generation for a legal tech startup. I was a lawyer and I use a lot of legal tech um, tools. But back then, when I was a lawyer, I built relationships with legal tech companies and the CEOs and the salespeople. So I could have gotten a job there. They would have paid really well because they're funded by private equity, they're funded by venture capitalists, and I probably would have gotten a lot more bang for buck per hour working for a legal tech startup than definitely for a law school student, right? But I was not confident at all in my abilities to get sales, to generate sales, and to generate leads, and to close them as and convert them into actual customers. I knew nothing about sales. I knew nothing about sales objection, about sales scripts, about tools to generate leads, right? Like cold emailing, all that stuff. I had no idea about that, and so that didn't meet the first criteria about who I could confidently provide the best service for. I was not confident I could provide that service at all. And so for me, the I found legal content creation for SEO for boutique law firms to be the max value that I could provide with the skills and knowledge and background that I had, and I could get the maximum amount of money for per unit of time that I would spend doing that service. I chose boutique law firms, small law firms, single practitioners, sole practitioners, maximum two, three, four lawyers, because they aren't big enough to be able to afford a legitimate established SEO, or SEO or advertising agency, but they are a law firm, and so they do get paid quite well as lawyers, and so they would be able to afford the fees that I was hoping to charge. Um, and so that was how I settled on providing SEO for boutique law firms. And so hopefully that was helpful. I wanted to keep this video short but succinct about what was most important for me when I was choosing what to sell and to whom. Hopefully that would also help you understand which service to provide and to which niche. This video is a lot different to a lot of the other, our top 10 best SMMA or SEO niche videos on YouTube, because running a business is different for everyone. There's so many different factors, backgrounds, experiences, and skills to consider. I just wanted to boil down to two main things that you could just really easily consider and analyze. So, if that was helpful, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, what kind of a background you have, what you want to provide. I'd love to provide some thoughts on it in my next video tomorrow when I respond to the video comments. So, and if you made it this far, please write down SEO niche for the algorithm, for the YouTube algo, because why not? And then let's talk about the YouTube comments and questions. So let me share my screen. The YouTube comments, I actually responded to each of the comments from yesterday and the day before because I recorded this video once already, but it didn't save properly. But I will respond to each of these questions live on the video now. Aaron Barrero, cool stuff, man. Big believer in building in public. That was in response to my Hormozy testimonial video. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just want to record these videos every single day to sort of for me selfishly, it's so I could record what my life is like now. So in a few years' time, when I am successful, I could look back and just see how far I've come, and hopefully I'll be able to provide some value along the way as well. So thanks so much, Aaron. Kaeltis, Alex Amosi for the algo. Good stuff, Jason. Very insightful and valuable watch. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kaeltis, for appreciating me and finding that video valuable. Let me know if there's anything that I could help you, understand better if there is anything. The Rain Boy, Alex Mosey for the algo. Cheers. The video is so useful, and at the same time, it's a training for the brain to just sit still and fight your dopamine consumer brain. Yes, that is always a challenge, isn't it? Especially in the world of YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Reels. Yeah, it's I find myself struggling trying to watch a video for more than 3 minutes. So I'm glad it's not just me. Dean and Detox, Alex Mosey for the algo. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. Jim Wells is great. So this is in response to my setting up the Vispa backlinks correctly video, BRP 18. Thanks, Jason. I haven't heard of Vispa. The lifetime deals look pretty good. Hopefully they'll stick around for a while. I agree. Hopefully they do stick around for a while. They recently got acquired by SEO Jesus, which is one of the big SEO YouTubers. So hopefully that's a good sign that he'll keep the platform going. I can't imagine him buying it and then sunsetting it like 6 months later at the very least. So fingers crossed, it stays around forever. Anselmo Simos, Vispa for the win. I agree with you on the video duration. Much rather see a well-explained one than a rushed one. Thank you so much. Yeah, I try not to rush the videos, but I also want to make sure that I get better at making all my points succinct so you don't waste your time listening to my rambles. So trying to get better at that. Jay Mora, 100% agreed. No TikTok brains over here. Just kidding, lol. But for what I would like to see, I would love an easy A to Z guide on your process, please. I'm assuming, Jay, you're talking about the A to Z process on how to set up Vispa. I can certainly do that. Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard for me to make a video on that. And I think it would be good to just contribute to the overall knowledge on this plugin on YouTube because there's not a lot of resources on this plugin at all, really. But yeah, cheers. Thank you so much, guys, for commenting. And then, yeah, I already responded to these, you guys. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. And again, leave down in the comments SEO niche for the algo. Cheers. Thanks, guys.